Hey guys, this is Marc Goldberg from Marc Vlogs Watches, and you know, I'm outside today because it's the first time in like 30 days that I can remember that it hasn't been sub-zero. So I'm pulling an Austin Daniels right now, and I'm just holding the camera out at arm's length. I don't know how Austin does it. He does it by arm. I'm at least using a thing. What do you call the thing? A selfie stick. That's right, I'm using a selfie stick, but listen, that's a bunch of nonsense. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video quickly, but let's start first with a quick fist watch check. And here she is. Today, guys, I am wearing the Polar Explorer, and doesn't that seem fitting given the polar conditions out here on the little dog farm in the frozen tundra of Illinois? Okay, so just a couple of quick thoughts. I made a video which is gaining some traction the other day, and that is that Rolex has become a limited edition company. And I'll put a link to the description in the description of that video. I think it's entirely true. Just to quickly summarize, we are used to the concept in horology of the limited edition. But usually when there's a limited edition, it's announced, like we're going to make X number of pieces and your watch is numbered 1 out of 1,000. Now, some companies like Seiko make very large limited editions, such as the Blue Lagoon Seiko Turtle, which is a limited edition, but it's 6,000 pieces. However, it's still sold out and became immediately collectible. Okay, however, Rolex has, in my estimation, has picked a strategy of going limited edition, but on an unannounced and unnumbered basis. And that is why there is such little supply, and I expect that to continue. For full details on this breaking story, take a look at the video in my description. But what I want to announce is a couple of thoughts. First, what I think that, well, as the rancher and I were discussing this, and here's the way that we decided we should probably put this. While every other watch company is playing checkers, Rolex is playing chess. But they're playing chess like they used to do it on Star Trek, like on, you know, like some three-dimensional chessboard. They are light years ahead of everybody else, and for the reasons on why they are able to do this, because they are a charitable foundation, not a for-profit corporation. Again, take a look at the previous video. But listen, here's the next step. Tudor. You know, Tudor is a wholly owned subsidiary. It's not just a sister company to Rolex. As far as I know, it's a wholly owned subsidiary. And what that means is Rolex can kind of do what they want. Most people have thought that there's not a lot of coordination between the two, that maybe Tudor, as the rancher would put it, is for the hipsters, while Rolex is for the old guys. But I think that it's a little different, frankly, than that. I think Rolex is being positioned to become the next Patek Philippe in terms of desirability, in terms of price. I think Rolex prices over the next 50 years are going to double, more than double. They're just going to get higher and higher. And I'm talking about pre-inflation doubling, because you know they'll more than double just due to inflation in 50 years. But I'm talking about pre-inflation. In today's dollars, they're going to more than double. So Tudor has always been the little sister, the stepbrother to Rolex. It was basically, you know, Hans Wilsdorf using spare parts that he couldn't sell off for Rolex and kind of cannibalizing them and sticking them into a lower cost case. Well, actually, sometimes he even used Rolex cases. He just didn't want to use that name. But today, Tudor has been developed, and it is doing some incredible things. They had a 70-hour power reserve before Rolex did, you know, before the parent company did. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is this. Tudor is going to fill in the gap, and Tudor is going to become the important tool watch company with reasonably affordable watches in the way that Rolex used to be. I mean, a Tudor Pelagos is $4,500. A Black Bay is, I think, a little under $4,000. And they're going to fill in the gap. So the people who have been buying $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 Rolexes, in another decade, they're all going to be buying Tudors. And the people who have been buying $20,000, $25,000 Patek Philippe's, they are going to be buying Rolexes. So Tudor is going to become the new Rolex, and Rolex is going to become the new Patek Philippe. That's basically what's happening. Now, you can be as angry as you want. I know that there are a lot of collectors that are just kind of like, well, the heck with them. If they're going to play this stupid game, I'm getting off the carousel. That's fine. You know, just bear in mind, first, I'm just the messenger guy, so, don't shoot the messenger. I'm kind of with you, all right? If you find this annoying or irritating, well, welcome to my world. I'm with you. But we do have to remember that Rolex is not looking, they don't really care about us, okay? They don't care about the guy who collects 10 Rolexes. Maybe they care a bit if you buy them from the authorized dealer, but a lot of us who have a bunch of Rolex watches or who collect watches, well, we buy them on the gray market. The gray market, by the way, is going to get nothing but stronger. Rolex is not trying to kill them. Again, I talked about that in part 1 of this video. But what Rolex really cares about is the heritage and long-term future of the brand, and that depends on the guy who buys 1 or 2 Rolex watches in a lifetime. That it becomes and remains an aspirational buy for the ages, and in fact that it moves up a big notch, because they're in kind of an awkward state right now. They're too cheap to be Omega, and they're too expensive to be Omega, and they're too cheap to be Patek Philippe. They're in this awkward middle ground, and I think what they want to do is they want to move Tudor into that middle ground, and they want to move Rolex up. This is going to take time. I'm going to be moldering in the grave somewhere out in those woods, before all of this happens, because I think we're looking at a 25 to a 50-year plan. Anyway, you heard it here first. Tudor will become the new Rolex. Rolex will become the new Patek Philippe. This is what's happening. Now, if you're angry at Rolex, okay, fine. You can express it in the comments. Are you angry? Are you pissed off at Rolex? Tell me in the comments. But like a lot of the people that claim to be pissy at Rolex, they don't actually own one, all right? So if you're angry at Rolex and you say they're going to lose my business, well, that's fine. Tell me in the comments, do you actually own one? So there's that. What are you going to do about it? Well, you know what, guys? I'm looking at an Omega. I really want to know about this new Omega Seamaster 300M, 300 meter professional with the display case back. I'm not a big fan of the way they've done the Helium escape valve, because it kind of looks like a wart. I'll drop a picture of it in here. Particularly the dial that I'm interested in, which is called Chrome. It looks kind of silver. So yeah, I don't know, but like I'm toying with the idea of that watch. Because I think that it goes head-to-head not so much with Rolex anymore, but with Tudor. And I think that is very much on purpose. This is exactly what Rolex has in mind. Tell me in the comments what you think about this mess. Are you out of Rolex? Are you going to swap into Tudor? Where are you going? What are you going to do about this? If you can get into a Rolex right now, if you want to, I think the time is right, because I think this is going to get nothing but more expensive and worse. So I think used Rolex are going to get ever more popular and ever more collectible. Guys, I want to be your favorite YouTube personality, or one of them anyway. Now, I'm in a circle of friends, and it starts from the top with the Pontiff, and there's the Rancher, there's Matt Stevens, there's Don Haynes, there's Austin Daniels, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of my friends here, so please forgive me. Adrian, Guy, there's just a bunch of us. And hey, I want you to like them, but I want you to like me a little bit more. Please like, subscribe, tell me what you think of all this. Let's talk about it in the comments. This is Marc Goldberg. Peace out.